Hello there, welcome to my channel, Mo Moon. My name is Mo, welcome. This is another video in my video series, Cliffothic Journeys. I am using this book by the Temple of the Ascending Flame called The Tree of the Cliffoth. The last video I created for this series was about my journey through the tunnel of Set, with, I think I said his name wrong. I think I said Perphaxis, but his name is Perphaxitus. Perphaxitus, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. And I traveled through that tunnel of Perphaxitus to the gates of A'arab Zaraq. And last I left off, I wasn't sure what the lesson of A'arab Zaraq was yet, because I hadn't been in there very long and I was still experiencing my journey through the tunnel towards A'arab Zaraq. And I remember saying that I had had an experience from a past life, and that when I was set free from the death, I burst into ravens of dispersion, which is the name of this Cliffoth of A'arab Zaraq. And this Cliffoth corresponds to the Sephiroth on the Tree of Life Netzach, which is victory. And it's interesting because A'arab Zaraq is ruled by the king Baal, the god Baal, but also the goddess, the dark Venus. And it's interesting that on the Tree of Life, this Sephiroth is called victory, because the goddess Venus is about victory as well. She is a Roman goddess who was associated with victory in the battles of the Romans. And Baal, who is seen as a god of war in this book, is actually a god originally of the Canaanites, who was a god of the weather and of rain and of fertility. And so it's interesting because Venus, known as a goddess of love, the dark Venus, known as a goddess of love and sexual pleasure, is working alongside Baal on this Cliffoth, A'arab Zaraq, and they are both simultaneously representing the same thing. Baal represents war, and Aphrodite also represents war, but the victory through war. And Aphrodite represents love, and Baal represents fertility. So as you see, they're kind of two sides of the same coin. And Baal represents fertility, and Baal representing the weather for the Canaanites and the people of the Middle East. I think it's currently known as the Middle East. I don't know if it was known as the Middle East back then, but I remember reading about the Canaanites in the Bible and Baal as well. So I don't know if at that time there was ever such thing as the Middle East, or if it was just, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not a historian. But I want to touch on the energy of fertility and victory, because I feel like that is what I've been experienced in this Cliffoth of A'arab Zaraq. I feel like I've been experiencing an energy of abundance, which is abundance and fertility kind of go alongside of each other, because if something is fertile, then it can bring abundance, right? If something is ripe, it is ready for the taking. It is ready to be enjoyed. And when somebody wins the victory over something difficult, they are victorious. And I think if we bring my past lives into this, and if you don't know about my past lives, watch the Cliffothic Journeys video 5, where I talk a little bit about that. But victory over my past lives where I was persecuted, victory over those challenges, bursting into death through the ravens of dispersion, makes me victorious in this current lifetime. And I decided to save my money for a down payment on a house. And prior to that, I was basically just saving a little bit, but just spending my money wherever I felt like I wanted to. And that's a little personal, but it's part of the explanation of what I feel like I've learned in A'arab Zaraq. I have a strong determination now to save towards a house. And in that sense, I feel like I've been victorious. And in that sense, I feel like I've tapped into a sense of fertility. I feel like I've overcome a battle of sorts, where I finally made my mind up to be careful, more careful with my finances. And it's interesting how I've heard some people, well, I've heard a woman call this the day side, where what you do on the night side, which is in the spiritual realm, is reflected on the day side, which is the material realm, your waking life, your everyday life. And it's interesting because doing this work with A'arab Zaraq is bringing positive changes to my day side life. And this Cliffoth has felt quite smooth. It hasn't felt very heavy like the other ones that I went through. But the journey into the Raven of Dispersions was the worst experience to date that I've ever had. Honestly, I mean, I don't know if I threw up or if I didn't throw up. I don't know if it happened or not, but I remember rushing to the toilet and putting my head into the bowl and just projectile vomiting into the bowl. By now you should know that these videos should contain a trigger warning, but I don't know, I find that vomiting is one of the worst experiences, and it just felt like if it happened spiritually, like I did physically find myself at the toilet bowl and I wasn't sure, I didn't taste any vomit in my mouth, but I had done the movement of like vomiting profusely. And I also felt like I was dying. Could have just been a bad trip, but I thought I was dying. This is the journey to A'arab Zaraq through the tunnel of Set with Perfaxitas. And you know, there is a dark side to these entities as well. Nobody told me that journeying through the Cliffoth would be easy, although I didn't anticipate that it would be difficult. And I'm not trying to dissuade anybody from doing this, but sometimes I'm excited to finish this journey, and from time to time I think to myself, there's no way out but through now, and I don't know, I can't stop now. I mean, I'm at A'arab Zaraq now, you know, I have to continue through to the top of the tree of knowledge. And if I stop now, I'll be stuck in the tree, you know? And I mean, let's just say this journey is not for the faint of heart, and I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm sure it's easy for some people, but I'm sure they did tell me that journeying through the tree of Qliphoth would be journeying through your shadows, and hopefully it will get easier from here on out. But I'm glad that I made that decision, and I'm set in stone now to be saving for a house, and grateful for everything I own, grateful for the abundance of the beautiful things that I have, grateful for this country that I live in, grateful for the people in my life. I think that's part of the victory, is recognizing the abundance and the goodness within my life, and finding satisfaction in that and working towards a greater goal. So that's what I have to say about A'arab Zaraq. I will be moving forward into, sorry, I'm just taking the book out here. I don't know what the next Qliphoth is. So the next Qliphoth is Thagirion, and it is the black sun in the middle of the tree of knowledge. It's this one here, the black one, and it's called Thagirion. So yeah, that's about it. So hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.